Welcome to Daily Gossip. You will get daily Hollywood updates here. Remember to subscribe for the latest videos. In a moment that captured the soul of an entire nation, Mexico's very own Alegna González rose to glory once more, delivering a powerful, emotional, and unforgettable performance at the Gran Premio Internacional Madrid Marcha 2025, held on the iconic Gran Via of Spain's capital, Madrid. On a clear and charged day, with more than 11,000 spectators watching every determined step, Alegna didn't just win. She conquered hearts, history, and her own demons. With the eyes of her country on her and the lingering pain from her near podium finish at the Paris 2024 Olympics still fresh in her memory, the 26-year-old Marchista from Chihuahua returned to the global stage with fire in her soul and a mission etched into every stride of her body. Her victory was not merely about crossing the finish line, first in the 10-kilometer race. It was about redemption, resilience, and reminding the world that Mexican women do not falter under pressure. They rise, march, and lead, clocking a staggering 43 minutes and 6 seconds. Alegna not only clinched the gold medal, but also set the best time in the world so far for this distance in 2025, surpassing elite competition like Peru's Evelyn Inga, who finished in 43.51, and China's Peng at 43.55. From the very beginning of the race, Alegna asserted dominance, her form focused, her breathing rhythmic, her eyes laser-locked on victory. She wasn't just racing against competitors. She was racing against memories of missed opportunities, of fifth-place heartbreak in Paris, where she fought valiantly in both the women's 20 kilometers and the mixed relay, only to fall painfully short of the podium. And this time, she had vowed, publicly and privately, that she would not leave without the gold. Her statement after the win was raw and powerful. Me sentí muy bien, luchando toda la competencia, porque tenía una espinita que sacarme de la otra. En 4 años tendré mi revancha, y sé que no me voy a ir sin mi medalla. These weren't just words. They were battle cries from a warrior who knows that her journey is far from over and that the true finish line lies in the next Olympics Games, where she is now a top contender to bring home gold. Alegna's background itself is an inspiring saga. Born in the heart of Chihuahua, she found her calling in the often overlooked world of race walking, a discipline that demands not just endurance and strength, but also intricate technique and mental steel. From early on, she trained with tireless devotion, pushing through physical pain, financial limitations, and societal disregard for women in endurance sports. She is not a product of privilege, but of persistence. Her rise was meteoric when she first captured global attention with her 2018 World U20 Championship win. But it's her consistent growth and refusal to be forgotten after Olympic disappointment that truly define her legacy. And that legacy was written in gold this June on the streets of Madrid, with a performance that was both poetic and powerful. This wasn't just a race. It was a moment of reckoning. Every stride told a story of a little girl who dreamed of wearing her nation's colors, of a teenager who chose training over parties, of a young woman who stood on the Olympic line and swore that she'd never leave her destiny to chance again. On that pavement, in front of thousands of fans, and under the Spanish sun, she channeled every ounce of that journey. What makes Alegna's win even more dramatic is the symbolism of the location. The Gran Via, Madrid's beating heart, historically known for hosting massive parades, protests, and now, a triumphant Mexican anthem echoing through its architecture. It was as if the city itself bowed to her effort. Even in the men's race, where Japan's Toshikazu Yamanishi secured his second consecutive victory, registering an outstanding 38.50, The buzz among the crowd remained fixed on the Mexican powerhouse, who had just written her name in the annals of athletic greatness. She didn't just win, she made everyone believe again. For Mexican athletics, Alegna's triumph is nothing short of revolutionary. In a time when the country has been desperate for new sporting heroes, when funding for track and field often falters, and when female athletes still battle for equal recognition, her victory sent a thunderous message that excellence knows no gender and that the future of sport in Mexico wears braids and a smile filled with purpose. The press exploded with headlines hailing her as a national treasure, and social media lit up with emotional messages from fellow athletes, fans, and young girls who now see Alegna as living proof that dreams can be walked into reality, one determined step at a time. The resonance of her win extended far beyond medals. It sparked conversations about athletic funding, the representation of women in endurance sports, and the systemic barriers that continue to challenge female athletes globally. Alegna's story is not just Mexican, it's universal. It speaks to any underdog who ever fought through doubt, to any young woman who was told to dream smaller, to any athlete who came fifth and thought it was the end. It reminds us that behind every medal is a mosaic of sacrifice, pain, rejection, and relentless hope. Her victory also shone a light on the incredible athletic community of Latin America, with Peruvian Evelyn Inga standing beside her on the podium, a shared moment of regional pride that highlighted the surge of excellence, emerging from a continent too often overlooked in international athletics. And for those who follow the art and strategy of race walking closely, Alegna's technique was a masterclass, her posture impeccable, her transitions flawless, her acceleration in the final kilometers almost surgical in precision. Coaches watching from around the globe praised not only her fitness, but her mental command. She knew the track, she knew her opponents, and most importantly, she knew herself. And that's what made the difference. She didn't flinch, she didn't panic, she owned every second. Off the field, her humility remains one of her most defining qualities. After her win, rather than revel in self-congratulation, she turned her attention to thanking her team, her family, and the children of Mexico. She said, "Esto es para todos los que creen en mí cuando nadie más lo hizo," echoing the journey of countless athletes who rise from obscurity. The Gran Premio in Madrid was also a space of commemoration, honoring Spanish marchista legend Maria Vasco on the 25th anniversary of her historic bronze medal at the 2000 Sydney Olympics, the first Olympic medal ever for Spanish women's athletics. That powerful blend of legacy and future, Vasco and Gonzalez, underscored the symbolic importance of the day. One retired, one rising, both shattering ceilings. For Alegna, this is just the beginning of a new chapter. Her gold in Madrid sets the tone for the rest of 2025 and firmly positions her as a leading force in the build-up to the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. Sponsors are already eyeing her with renewed interest, while international athletics federations acknowledge her as a standard-bearer of the sport's future. And as she returns to Mexico, she doesn't just bring back a medal, she brings back a spark for every small-town girl training without shoes, for every athlete balancing studies, jobs, and ambition, for every Mexican who dares to dream beyond their limitations. The message is clear. Alegna González is more than an athlete, she is a movement. Her march is not just on tracks and streets, it's through history, through expectations, through every wall that ever tried to hold her back. And in the rhythm of her steps, we hear the sound of a country rising with her. So here's to the warrior of the Gran Via, the Queen of Madrid, the pride of Mexico. Alegna González didn't just win a race, she walked straight into legend. If this story moved you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Daily Gossip for more inspiring, emotional, and unforgettable moments from the world of sports and celebrity. Let us know in the comments how Alegna González inspired you.